Self-development is the hardest project, but it's the greatest gift. The reason why it's the greatest gift is because it's ongoing. That means that you never stop developing yourself, even at 90 or 95 years old. There's always something new to learn because the world is very dynamic. It's ever changing. So you can be content based upon what you learned maybe 2 years ago, but in a year or two, that will be null and void. It won't even matter. So self-development, it's the hardest work because you never get done, but it's also ongoing. So the important part to remember is that wherever I go, I take myself. Now, what does this mean? This means that if I develop, if I put in work, if I spend the time, this individual that I take to Germany, that I take to Spain, that I take to South America, to China, the same characteristics that many people love in the United States or in the Caribbean, they will love those characteristics in China, in South America, in Europe. Now, depending upon where you are exactly, but my point is that the characteristics of developed people are very attractive. It doesn't matter which culture you're in. I had a conversation recently with a woman from East Africa. An East African country that's very, they kind of stick to their culture, especially when it comes to dating, and they don't even date. It's really just we get married or what's up. Now, as they move to the West, they probably indulge in a little bit more dating, but for the most part in the East is strict. But she was making a point and saying that they don't necessarily look to date outside of their culture unless it's going to be something that's a sure difference from the men or the individuals that they have amongst them. So the point is that there's always room. Now, this is a surface, right? This is a surface thing. It's really simple, but it's still a bigger point. There's always room for people that are exceptional. That is the point. If you are well developed, if you are a person that is identified as someone of value that people need to be around, that people gravitate towards, you are the exception. It wouldn't matter where you go. There's always room for you. You will be you'll be accepted if you're dating somebody, if you're doing business in a culture where they otherwise may not. But if you're just normal and you're trying to come from another culture, and what I mean by normal is what they see every day, nothing special, nothing different about you, nothing exciting about you, nothing that stands out, they may as well stay with the people that they have the access to. So this is very important, not just for relationships, but in the world. And it goes to show you that conversation with her, it showed me that there's always room for the great ones. There's always a way will be made, an exception will be made. If you personally develop, you will be unlike 90-something% of the world, probably even higher than 95%, because people respect people that are well developed. People respect charismatic people. They respect intelligent people. They respect people of their word. They respect people that have skills. They respect people that speak well. They respect people that look good. No matter what language, no matter what country, these are traits that you will take with you. And this is the one investment that you can count on that will never fail. That's the interesting part. When I think about us, when I think about people, we love materials. We love material, but a watch can be lost. A watch can be lost. Do you understand that? A car can crash. And most times you're probably not, if you have insurance on it, you're not going to get the money that you're supposed to get. A house can burn down. So don't worry about investing in a house. If you develop yourself, you can buy 100 houses. Don't worry about the fancy car. If you develop yourself, you can buy 50 cars according to your liking, based upon your development, the level that you're at. If I could tell you anything, I would say that you should be your biggest investment. When that car gone, when that house gone, put the money into you, because everything will reflect you. Everything that you can get your hands on, every opportunity that you can get, it will reflect you based upon how good you are, based upon how developed you are. You can be not developed at all and you can have a car, but guess what? You can have a car that draws attention, or you can have money, but you're going to get used for those things. And when you run out of that, you get discarded. But guess what? You're never going to run out of intelligence if you're always working on it. You're never going to run out of looking good if you're training. You're never going to run out of eating good that's going to pay dividends for your body. You're never going to run out of skills if you're reading up on things, how to speak well, how to enunciate, proper diction. You're never going to run out of that. Never. That's what makes self-development be so worth it. That's why it's so hard, because it's ongoing. You never stop doing it. You continue to look to get better. And the mark of a great person is a person that can be flexible, that can change with the times. See, if you're rigid, people that are rigid, as in like sports, they're stiff, and stiff people get injured. In the world, being rigid and stiff and saying you're going to do it your way and you're not going to continue to develop, you get injured, you get fired, right? You get people change that you're in relationships with, and they no longer want to be with you because you're not changing. So you have to be flexible. You have to be able to reinvent yourself always. And the best way to reinvent yourself is to continue to develop, continue to study. Not because it's a cliche. Not because it's a cliche that, self-development, it sounds good. No, but really develop. And as you develop, you're going to see your life. You're going to look around and say, what's going on? You're going to look at things, and things are going to happen easy for you. They're going to happen very easy for you. But the work is in the development. So that's why I say you don't have to worry about a car. You're going to be so developed. Cars is going to come to you. You're going to have opportunities. And you're not going to even struggle. You're not going to even think about it. What materials? Materials come and go. We want to develop the intrinsic aspects of us. We want to get our talent. You didn't just come here just to be here. If this resonates with you, you didn't come here to be here. And this is not a motivational video. This is a video to explain to you that you're wasting your money on things that the ROI, the return on investment, is really no good. It's really no good depreciating assets. But you, based upon how you move in life, how you operate, you can be an appreciating asset in the sense of the person that you will become. Everyone gets old and transitions. We got it. Maybe you may not look like your 21-year-old self, but guess what? You can look good for a long time. You sure can look better than the people of your age group and probably 10 years and 15 years under. Living a certain lifestyle. Very important. The development pays. It's just the hardest job. Because the biggest, the biggest room that you'll ever be in is the room for improvement. So you have to always, just like in a store, when you walk into a store and you see somebody putting tissue back up on the shelves, or you see them putting candy back on the shelves, or you see them putting soda pop back on the shelves, it's because they got to take the inventory. They have to take the stock of everything. They got to keep up with it. And when something runs out, they have to refill it. So you have to know when you're not good in something. You have to know when that's your weak spot. And then you work on your weaknesses. You don't try to overcome your weaknesses by just focusing on your strengths. You work on your weaknesses so that you become better. You become more attractive, and not just physically. You become more attractive energetically, and that's the best way to become more attractive. A well-developed person is a person that's going to have many options. Many options. So you should be your biggest investment. Not a car, not a house, not a college education. Well, I guess you're invested in yourself, but education, real education, coming from the word educo, meaning to draw out. Want to draw out the best of you. You can educate yourself. I'm not saying don't go to school, because there's a difference between education and schooling. Right? Schooling is a institution. It's a system, but education, a person can educate themselves by themselves. The self-development is worth it. But you have to see that it's worth it, because whatever you see value in, that's where you're going to put your money. Some people see value in cigarettes. They put their money there. They see value in smoking weed. They see value in many different things. And they put their money there. They put their money there. When you self-develop, you are spending the biggest currency that you have, which is time. And time, when it's put in, gives a tremendous ROI, return on investment. That's why they say spend time. Spend time. They didn't say do time. Unless you're in jail, do time. I'm doing time. Spend time. Because it's a currency. You got to spend. It's worth a lot. Time is worth more than money. So whatever you do with your time, you're going to get a big payout. That's the point.